Welcome once again to the show, viewers. My name is Samson Olukayo Diakoni Shoyebi. I remain your host for our Success Spotlight edition of our trademark podcast, Skill for You. Today we have Mr. Damilola Yusuf, a former trainee at Onity Trade Academy. He now works with Algorithm Mix School of Programming here in Lagos, even though the organization is abroad in Russia, but he works right from here. We had brought him to showcase to the world what skill and how skill can be exported outside our shores. A lot of people believe that Nigeria is a very poor country and we have no potential. But with what we've seen with Mr. Damilola Yusuf today and heard, obviously, I am more propelled to believe that Nigeria is up for something fantastic, is up for success and growth. Welcome with me to the show today, Mr. Damilola Yusuf. Damilola Yusuf, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir.
All right. It's a pleasure having you here today.
Same here, sir.
Would you like to tell the public a bit about yourself?
Okay. My name is Damilola Yusuf, as rightly said, and I'm one of the beneficiaries of the digital skills at Onity Trade Academy at Tijani Bello in Lagos here. And it's been a very, very lucrative skill for me. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made as far as taking a good decision is concerned. And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for that detailed introduction. Damilola came under digital skill program at Tijani Bello. It was a program that was funded by the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund and the United States African Development Foundation, USADF, to propel Nigerian youths into productivity and skill advancement. He joined the training last year and currently is working with a big establishment and he's here to tell his story. So Damilola, before you came on to Onity Trade Academy, what were you doing?
Okay. Before I came on board, before I joined the digital skills, I was actually teaching in a school. I was a private school teacher.
What course?
Just in a primary school, actually.
Okay.
I've been into teaching for more than 9 years. So 2023 precisely made it 10 years actually that I'd been into teaching, and I decided to transition into tech, switch into something different, and that was what brought me to HTA. I heard of the opportunity, I think online, and I decided to give it a try.
That's impressive. So, how many months did the training take you?
The training just took me just 3 months.
3 months.
It was 3 months actually, yes.
What course did you specifically learn?
I did software engineering. Initially, I planned to do UI UX, but then in absence of that, I had to go for software engineering to complement what I am doing currently.
Wow. So, when you did the program, how was it for you? Was it quite enabling? Was the program quite easy for you to acquire the skill? Because looking at your background, you were a teacher. What did you study in school?
I did English SOS.
Oh, okay. At what level?
At the NCE level.
NCE level.
Yes, sir.
So when you now did the software engineering, for someone who studied English, you agree with me that software engineering requires you to have some arithmetic logic background.
Exactly, sir.
So how were you able to manage that despite your background?
Wow. So while I was teaching, actually, when I was in secondary school, I wasn't good in math at all. I was not good in math. So that's
most of us were not good in math.
So that background really affected me when I got into teaching, and it was very difficult for me, I would say. But then I had to challenge myself. I remember going into Unilag, University of Lagos, packed some textbooks in mathematics and English, and I would sit down and I'll start, doing some questions, solving some questions on my own. And then in addition to that, I take a step forward to get a mentor for myself, someone who will be teaching me all those simultaneous, quadratic, and what have you, all of those topics that embodied mathematics altogether that I should have learned in secondary school that I was unable to learn then. So when I got into teaching, I was teaching the common entrance class. So it was a bit difficult for me, but then I started with primary four. I remember my first school, I started with primary four. Then gradually I started, learning some, equations on my own. Gradually, as I was teaching also, I was also learning on my own. As I was teaching, I was learning because all of those things started sticking, and I started understanding mathematics the more. So it was a challenge for me. I took it upon myself to challenge myself, and then I discovered that as time goes on, it became a part of me, and then I started advertising myself as a mathematics teacher. That I will even share complimentary card to parents that, okay, if you are looking for an home lesson teacher, you can beckon on me. I specialize basically on mathematics. So I took it upon myself, to challenge myself, to learn,
yourself.
to develop myself in that line. And all through. Even by the time I left teaching, at that time, I was still a common entrance teacher in a school in Omole. And it was a very, very good opportunity for me to also learn at that time and to scale up my mathematical. So that helped me when I started software engineering course at HTA. It really helped me, and because I had the knowledge of some of those calculations, number bases, algebra, and what have you, all of those topics actually. So it helped me when I moved into, because we were taught that in software engineering, computer understands binary numbers. That is the language of computer. That is what computer understands. So it helped me actually to leverage. It gave me a leverage in my software engineering journey.
Wow, what a journey. Just before we go on a short break, I'd like you to share with me quickly what prompted you to look for a better income. You were a teacher. Where you were teaching, how much was your income, average income at the time?
Okay, so at that time, I wasn't earning up to 100,000. I was learning less than that.
Far less than 100,000.
Yes,
like
less
how
than
much?
that.
Can you be specific now?
Somewhere around 45.
45,000 was your income.
45,000. But
on a
then,
monthly basis.
yes, on a monthly basis, that's school alone.
Yeah.
But then I had some lessons, home
lessons that you
lessons.
do.
So by the time I add it together,
It gets
it's going
slightly
close to 100, but not 100.
So what made you say, I want to develop myself, I want to go into tech, maybe the income will be better? What was that prompting for you?
Number one is that I want financial freedom. Number two is that I want to,
freedom.
yes, I want to do something more lucrative that I will be able to, look back and, because there are so many of my projects that are pending.
See this financial freedom you just mentioned here? I want us to dive into it, but just before because I want you to talk more elaborately about it. And our time is far gone. We need to take this short break. So my viewers, we're going to take this short break. When we come back, we'll understand what he's talking about, the financial freedom. That point he mentioned was very interesting for me. I'm really, really keen on it. I want to learn more. We'll come back in a bit. So welcome back, viewers. We are here with Damilola Yusuf. He's just telling us about his journey into tech. He had come into Unity Trade Academy to acquire a digital skill, specifically software engineering, and that has transformed his life from being a primary school teacher who earns about 45,000 naira to what he is earning now. We're going to dive into how this skill has, advanced his or transformed his life. But just before we go, you were talking about the reason why you chose to go into tech. So please carry on with your thoughts.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity once again. All right. So one of the major reasons for me for transitioning into tech was because I looked back and calculated the number of years I've spent in teaching, and I was like, because I did a self-reflection of myself, and I said, I
Self-reflection.
can't continue like this. I need something more lucrative. I need financial freedom. I need to live a better life than this. So, and that was what prompted me to, go into tech fully, because I had to drop everything I was doing at that time and face it squarely. I remember I'd taken a course at ALS then. The course was so rigorous. Thank God for HTA program that, helped me to scale up. And with the knowledge of everything that I was taught at HTA, and all thanks to my instructor then, Mr. Chuks, Mr. Bimbola, they were the one who guided me on how to, understand the basics of front-end development, which is the HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript and the likes. So it is that knowledge now that I'm applying in my current workplace right now. So imagine if I had not taken that a step further to go and learn at HTA, because ALS was so rugged and rigorous for me as at that time. So, but I thank God for HTA. So back to my story on the reason why I actually transitioned into tech. The reason is because of financial freedom. I needed something more lucrative for myself, because I remember I had a lot of projects pending. I have, these visions, so many things I've put into writing that I couldn't execute, that was waiting for the availability of financial resources. But then I had to take that decision just because I want a good life, and I want something that I'll be able to look back and I'll be happy with myself. So the summary of everything I was saying is financial freedom. That was the reason why I took that step.
So now you work with
Algorithmics International School of Programming.
School. The company is based in Russia.
Based in Russia.
You work for them.
Yes, sir.
And you are here in Nigeria. How much on an average? You don't need to tell us the exact amount, but just give us on an average. How much do you earn on a monthly basis?
Close to 200, because I started as an intern.
Okay.
And even though I started as an intern, it's not up to the third month yet. I started January 15. So,
and in 3 months, your salary is already about 200,000.
Yes, because I was told that, okay, I should come with my, credentials and everything, so I can be given an offer letter. So when I started, they were giving me 50 as an intern. I was being paid 50,000 naira monthly as an intern. So as at that time, but now that I'm moving close towards the end of my internship, I've been given an offer letter already.
Fantastic. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
Your income now has risen 400% just because you did a 3-month course.
Yes, sir.
And I'm processing your story, and it's quite emotional for me seeing that someone who used to be a teacher, a primary school teacher that with NCE, could develop himself, get someone to teach him mathematics, and that afforded the opportunity to go into software engineering. Now we are here, you've been recruited from Russia. It means you are exporting skill outside Nigeria, which is what we are telling our young people to focus on. You can't, and I keep saying it, it's not possible for anybody to grow without having the willingness to grow first. Yes. And you just showcased that you just put that to test, and you can see what the outcome had looked like. From 45,000, and I can bet that the 200,000 that you're talking about is just for one organization. For the other, side gigs that you do, how much do you earn?
Currently, right now, I don't have any side gig.
Okay.
I focus more
on just the main company. So
Yes,
if you
sir.
were to do, by the time your proficiency increased and you were to do side gigs, maybe you'll be earning additional 100 or 200,000,
Exactly.
from providing services to people on the side. Your story is quite emotional, and I congratulate you once again. I feel quite elated in the fact that I'm grateful to God for the opportunity we have today that you are seated here with us. Thank you for coming on this show, and congratulations to you again. Now, what will be your advice to people like you who are wondering what the world holds for them, who are perturbed, distressed, and tired of the realities in our society and saying, where do I go from here? Or even those who want to japa. Some people are already exhausted. All they're thinking in their mind is, I just want to leave this country. I just want to leave this country. What would be your advice to them? You are exporting skill. You are here, you are earning in dollars, and you are here in Nigeria spending naira. What's your advice to them quickly?
My advice will be to first of all know what they want to do. If whatever you want to do in life, you need to first of all have this vision, have a wealthy mindset, know what you want to become in life, and then start taking a step towards it. If you are looking forward to acquire skills, if it is skills you are looking forward to acquire, then look for that skills and pay attention to that skills closely. There's power in focus. Pick one skills, because I've seen a lot of young people jumping from one skill to another. They want to learn this, learn that, learn this, and learn that at the same time. But my advice to you is just pick one. I remember when I started out with software engineering, I discovered it was too rigorous, but then I discovered that it's going to help me in line with my UI UX career as well, because along the line I switched to UI UX because of the complexity of software engineering. Because most times at night I'll be coding and then I'll be having this headache while I was coding, because I'm trying to debug, and then maybe it's just a little error, a comma, a semicolon that is just causing the error, and I'll be looking for it, and it kept disturbing me. But when I came to HTA, they put perspective to all of those things clearly, and now it's complementing my UI UX. And in fact, now the knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is what I'm using right now in my current place of work.
Wow.
So I want to advise the younger folks out there, just pick one course, focus on it, sharpen your skills very well. Don't jump from one programming language to another. Learn one first. Learn one and be a master of it. There is no, I read one book by John Maxwell this morning. After this morning, I read a chapter, How Successful People Thinks. So in that chapter, I was talking about there is no reward in being a generalist. You have to be a specialist at something. You have to be a specialist. Doing this, doing that, jack of all trade, master of none, they usually say. So just pick one course, go for it, on for it, become a master in it until you are getting returns from that. Don't stop learning. Don't stop learning. Keep growing and keep developing yourself. That is my advice to you.
Thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of our younger generations even some of our older generations, the world is watching you right now, and your advice is quite timely. A lot of people are confused and they don't know what to do. So that your advice is very, very on time. What will be your word to USADF and LSETF who funded your program with Honey to Trade Academy?
I can't say thank you enough to them, because I'm very, very grateful to LSETF and the United States African Development Foundation for taking the initiative and to support the young people. It's as if they have seen our heart, they have seen into the future. They know what the young people needs, because I've been the beneficiary of this program. I've been a beneficiary. In fact, think of a program that how many programs will you see that will be, you'll be learning free of charge without paying a dime, and then they'll still be paying you stipend. No, no, no. So I want to say a very big thank you to LSCTF and USADF for being a part and a major key player in my success story.
There you have it, viewers. This is Damilola Yusuf telling his story and his journey from being a primary school teacher to being a tech specialist. There are lots of our youthful population who also find themselves in his history. They've been there or they are currently there looking at what the world holds for them. For us at Onity Trade Academy, our interest is to make sure that we maximize your potential. Our interest is to see to it that we move you from being a primary school teacher to becoming a skill exporter, a someone who earns double your income in every ramification. So use this opportunity right at the base of this video. Our website is there. Go there and apply for it. Because you look at all our courses, you can share with friends, those whom you think will require this skill. We have construction-based skills, we have tech skills, we have agropreneur skills. So if your interest is in agriculture, we are the place to go. If your interest is in construction, we are the place to go. If your interest is in digital skills, reach out to us. Or entertainment skills, we have sound engineering, photography, cinematography, and a lot of all these traits that can advance you from where you are currently to where you want to be financially. And on this note, I like to call it a wrap. It's been a beautiful day and a beautiful journey with conversation with Damilola Yusuf. I'd like to have, hopefully, when we post this video, you share with friends and let people, because now you become a model for Onity Trade Academy. We'd like to model people after you. And to your organizations, we also like to send more trainees to your organization so they can intern just like you interned with them. Thank you for coming, Damilola Yusuf, on this program. And to our viewers, I say thank you for watching. Wish you all the best and God bless ATA, God bless Nigeria, God bless Samson Olukayode Akani Shoyebi and his family. Have a good day, everyone.